Good evening. It's happening, people. It's election night, and we're getting the live election returns, but we don't have them yet. But we just wanted to let you know we are here. We're in the county clerk's office. We're waiting for those election returns. I'm Kathy Lindsay. This is J.C. Young, and we're happy to be here on behalf of the Frankfurt Plant Board and Cable 10 to bring you the results. We're also sponsored by WesBanco, where it's an experience bank that understands your world, and that can make all the difference. WesBanco has seen a lot during the past 150 years, and through it all, our commitment to serving our neighbors and their businesses has never wavered. Rest assured, in an ever-changing world, we'll always be here to provide banking solutions for you. Learn more at westbanco.com. WesBanco Bank Incorporated is a member FDIC, and we'd like to thank WesBanco, as always, for their sponsorship of our live election returns coverage. And we're just happy to be here tonight, right, JC?
Yeah, how have I done so far?
You're doing great.
Thank you. I was hoping I'd get invited back.
That's right. Well, we had JC here during the primary, and wasn't he awesome? He was so great.
It was big fun.
So
That was a lot of fun.
we had to have him back because I like having a talker here.
Yeah, okay.
And he can fill the airtime
Here we
because
go.
that's what we had to do it a lot back in the primary, and we learned our lesson. So we started later tonight, but we did just want to break in and tell everybody that we are here. We are waiting on some election returns, and just stay with us. And as soon as those start coming in, we'll be back with you. So hang tight, and we'll be right back. back, and we're getting the results from our early voting and absentee, which totaled 6,397 votes in early voting. And I will say that we have been delayed some tonight. Our county clerk, Jeff Hancock, came out earlier, just a few minutes ago, and let us know that long lines that were still happening at 6 o'clock when the polls closed have delayed the returns. So the county clerk's office has still not started getting returns from our polling locations. So we are here to talk about the early voting and absentee, and that's what you're seeing on your screen now. Again, those were those totaled 6,397. So
we've seen that statewide. You know, the Secretary of State just came out with a little statement about 50% expected statewide, which is just astronomical figures for local election years. I think it's a great thing. I mean, the General Assembly has done a fantastic job at changing election laws to go with the times, you know, and we've corrected these things. It's early voting. I know it's tough on our county clerks throughout the state and their staffs, but it's just been phenomenal for turnout. I voted on Friday.
I did too.
I thought it was great.
It was.
There was a line Friday morning.
Same.
And so, you know, you could expect a big turnout at that. So I'm really proud of the General Assembly for making these corrections and getting this thing going the right way.
The General Assembly, the Secretary of State's office, the governor, to work together to make sure that there was more accessibility for people to be able to vote, and not just on one day. It gives them the opportunity to be able to go and do that when they are able to, and you know, even on a weekend, even on a Saturday, which is important for a lot of people who may not be able to get off work to go vote.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. So we're again, we're seeing some of the returns. Do we want to start? Again, there's State Senator. These are just, again, early voting and absentee in Franklin County. Teresa Barton at 70% and Jay Williams 39%. Oh, no, it changed on me. Tell you what, we're just going to let those roll. And people can watch those. And let's talk a little bit just about some of the races in general. We looked at, we've got the circuit court clerk is a big one.
Circuit court judge.
I mean, circuit court judge.
That's all right. We followed a lot of races.
Let me tell you.
Circuit court judge.
Circuit court judge, and that is with Philip Shepard and Joe Bilby. That's what we don't vote on it very often.
Franklin Circuit is really the premier circuit in the state. They get a plethora of tough decisions handed to them because it's the capital here. Judge Wingate and the rest of the folks down at the circuit court's office have a big load on their hands. So that's why it's a tough race. You know, it's highly contested because it means a lot. Right. Not that any race and any judge's race doesn't, but this one has a little extra emphasis on it, and that's clear by how hard the candidates have been trying. You see the money that's been put into it. Obviously, right. If you're a signed person, you've seen that, and that and the political ads, which I'm sure will come back up.
Well, we will say that Judge Philip Shepard has served in that role for, is it the last 2 terms?
2 terms, yeah. Those are
8-year terms.
Right,
so
right.
He's been there a while, and I think is this the first time he's had an opponent?
You know, I can't recall, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it was not challenged last time.
Right.
Yeah. So it's the first time in a while.
So that's a big race. People
it's a big
are watching.
Race, 8 years.
So again, just continue to watch the bottom of the screen as we're showing you what our
It'll
early
be
voting
2030 when that's back on the ballot.
Okay.
Just to put that in perspective.
Yeah. So again, that's a big deal.
It's a long time.
It's a long time. Some of the other races, we're going to have a change in our county judge.
Yep.
We're looking at, we have Michael Moeller and Kenny Carroll. And, boy, they had a big race, too.
Yes, they did. And they did a great job in the candidate forum when they came. They both articulated their ideas and their concepts that they'd like to bring to the fiscal court and to the community. And I mean, you've got 2 really hard-working candidates that have done a great job of getting out their message. I mean, you know, they have knocked on so many doors, both of them respectively, right. And their people, as has a lot of these candidates, really. Yeah. And but, you know, as the executive of the county, you know, it deserves a lot of weight. You know, it's a position that has a lot of power, a lot of strength, and to work with the court.
Right. I mean, and it's a job.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a job.
It is a job.
The tasks continue to pile on. I mean, these things don't get easier as we move forward. Things get more difficult, and it takes creative decision making. So, yeah, we're going to have a new county judge with new leadership.
Another thing we're going to have a new county attorney.
New county
and that's
attorney.
another one we haven't voted on in a while.
Okay.
Rick Sparks, how long he'd been there? A long time.
Yeah, he'd been there a while. Yeah, he served several terms.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I should have looked that up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Hey, well, that was a fun fact.
That's a fun fact.
Maybe somebody will tell us.
Yeah, that's right. We'll get it. We'll get that comment.
I saw him here earlier. I thought maybe he
Rick
would just yell it
we
out.
may get the county attorney to tweet that in for us.
But anyway, so we've got Kate Bennett and Max Comley who are running for that, and those are two more that I have seen everywhere. As part of my job is that I go out and cover things that are going on in our community, so I go to a lot of the events, and those are two that I've seen everywhere, and along with a lot of the other candidates, especially this time of year, obviously. But tell us a little bit about kind of what that position does and what things are going to be expected to
Well,
do.
the county attorney position is multifaceted for sure. They work with the fiscal court, and they help the fiscal court navigate the waters that they have to pursue. They work with district court with actual administrative office of the courts. They do prosecute. And then they also work with the state. They have miscellaneous state obligations, and they serve as a little bit of an ambassador, and also as defense for the state on certain different things like child support. So people know that child custody problems.
Okay.
So it's a multifaceted position that requires a lot of work, and somebody that's really committed to the position. I've often been told it's the greatest job in the courthouse, but it's turning in. It's turning.
It
into,
seems like a lot of work to me.
Yeah, it really is.
I've talked to both of them, and then we had our forums, and it seems like they have a lot of territory to cover.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it's a big
I don't know
swath.
about that, y'all.
Yeah, they work hard. And, I got to say about their candidate forum, there was a question that was asked in there, and I don't remember who asked it, remember who asked it, but it was something like, what is something positive about your opponent? And both of them had the nicest things to say.
Yes.
And I thought that was really classy.
I love that question.
I did too. I wish we'd have got it more, but
Oh, well.
we stayed on topic.
We did. We've got the sheriff's race. We have our incumbent, Chris Quire, is running against Steve Sutton. And so we'll see how that plays out tonight. And then we'll move on. We're going to have new city commissioners, maybe. That's one of our big races tonight. We've got 6 running for 4 positions, so we'll see if any of that changes up. We've got...
And top 4 get in, right?
The top 4
That's how
get
that
in.
works. This is the general, and then the primary, there were less than 8 that filed, so or I guess less than 9. Yeah. So therefore, they all move forward.
They all move forward. They had no primary, and so really, honestly, JC, that's been a quiet race.
Yeah. I
mean,
it has.
With focus on the circuit court judge, on the county judge. It really just there wasn't a lot of activity around the
Sometimes,
city commission.
in the mayor's year, it's going to be a little more, which is in a couple years. You'll see a little more activity that year, I think. But, you're right. It was easy to get washed in this cycle with all the elections. This ballot is full.
It is full.
When I printed the sample ballot right when it was prepared earlier in the year, I was just blown away at how full it was. It makes me proud that all these folks want to go and represent our community in some office that they want to give back for.
And that is a big deal.
It
because
is.
when you run for office, you're putting yourself out there,
Right.
first of all, just to even run. And then if elected, it's work. It's
Right.
a lot of work.
Right.
And some of these things, it's not going to be your full-time job.
These are community service. This is what it is.
Right.
It comes with compensation, but it's not making a living. It really is a little bit of compensation for your time. So it's about you got to want to do it.
That's right.
And you got to have the will to do it. You got to get up in the morning and you got to be ready to go kill it for these offices. And that's
right.
what you have to think about.
I tell you, I bypassed 2 of our magisterial races were contested. We had some that did not have opponents.
In the fall.
Yeah, but we've got in the fall, exactly. So we've got 2 that had opponents for this general election. And that was in the 3rd district, which is where Mike Muller currently is the magistrate. And obviously he's running for county judge, so that seat's going to be open. We got Kelly Dicus and we have Greg Grimes, and they are running for that seat. And so, again, you can check out all of the returns that we have right there that are just for early voting and absentee. And then we have Scotty Tracy, who is the incumbent in his district, running against Daryl Sanderson.
Exactly.
So.
And that's in the Peaks Mill area.
Yes.
Both east side of Frankfort. Kelly had a primary. Greg was able to didn't have a primary
Right.
race, and
So
then
he just
she moves on to the fall,
Right.
and this election's held today. Both Mr. Tracy and Mr. Sanderson didn't have primary elections, so they went ahead and moved on to the fall.
Right. And then we had some candidates who were in the primary that didn't have an opponent, and so they just automatically got in. This
Right,
time, like
that's
Sherry
right.
Sebastian,
Right.
J.W. Blackburn.
Well, Sherry had a primary race.
Oh, she did.
That's
but,
right.
Yeah, but she
Our county clerk, Jeff
she
Hancock.
won, but then didn't have an opponent on this
Right,
ballot,
in the fall.
so, yeah.
Right.
Am I losing my mind?
No, you're doing great. Now, this ballot, when you look at it, it's very complicated. I mean,
Been a
there's a lot of
long
votes on
election
here.
season.
We also have a couple state house races here,
Yeah, oh yeah, we do. Tell me about it.
right? Well, you have it used to be the full Franklin County district, but as our population has grown and shifted some, it's now turned into the western and downtown portions, and that's Derek Graham's district, who's the current incumbent. That's the 57th House district, challenged by Gary Stratton.
Stratton.
Gary
Gary
excuse
Stratton,
me.
yeah.
Sutton and Stratton. Yep, and they had a great candidate for him. I've seen
did.
Mr. Stratton and Mr. Graham at several functions around the community.
Yep.
Both of them have done a great job in that election, working hard for it.
They have.
And so it makes up about half the county. As far as geographically, population, it's about 45,000 people.
Right.
So the rest of the folks in the county live on the east side. That's in the district of the 56th.
56? Yeah.
Current incumbent is Daniel Pfister, and challenger Grayson Vandergriff. That's right?
That's right.
Okay. So, and that election is made up of Versailles and Woodford County, a sliver of Jessamine. It's got a few precincts down there
Okay.
around the
Yeah,
Wilmore.
that was one that had been redistricted a little
Yeah,
bit.
well, all of them were redistricted.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. It moved a little.
Yeah.
And then it picked up a little more in Franklin. My precinct moved into it.
Right.
Yeah. So previously we were in Graham, and after redistricting, we moved into
I
that
gotcha.
one. Yeah.
But was Fayette County in that one at all before?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So it's now Woodford, east side of Franklin, a big part of that, and then also a little piece of Jessamine.
Okay. So
So not everyone saw that on their ballots,
Right.
because if you don't live there, you didn't see.
Right.
You didn't see that race.
That was on your race.
That's
Okay.
what's important about covering these now.
Yeah.
Not all these are complete county-wide races. Some of them have pieces of Franklin.
same with state senator in the 20th district.
State Center 20th District. It's a new redistricted area, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So that now encompasses Franklin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna butcher it. Owen, Carroll, Gallatin, piece of Boone, and piece of Kenton. That's the new Senate district. That's Senate District 20.
Yep.
When the redistricting kind of shuffled, our senator was Adrian Southworth.
That's right.
And she lives in Anderson, and that got put in with Shelby, and a small piece of Jefferson, and one other county over there, maybe Spencer. It'll come to me. And in that district, she'll be on the ballot in 2 years. That's an odd number now. It's a 7. Ours is 20, so
Okay.
it was an even year. So she'll be on the ballot in a couple years in that district.
All right. I tell you what, I'm going to confess, JC, I got confused.
Yeah, it's all right.
On the
A lot of numbers.
on the redistricting.
Right.
I was trying to figure out.
Right.
Okay. When we were trying to figure out who we needed to be interviewing and talking to,
Sure.
as far as who's going to be representing us, and I've learned
That
now.
yeah.
It was a little confusing. For
It can be, and that's not uncommon.
Okay.
That's not. The last redistricting was in 2010.
Yeah.
So it's been a while, and even those maps were challenged. It took a while to get all that finalized through court.
Well, I mean, this was challenged as well.
This
right?
one's yes, it was yes,
Yeah, okay.
and it's still being challenged.
Okay.
I mean, the Franklin Circuit hasn't ruled. So
Okay.
just to back up a little bit, redistricting in Kentucky really and nationwide didn't get off to the right foot as they ramp up the year before the census, which is the year 2020.
Yeah.
They're ramping up in 19. The census offices are hiring staff and they're fielding these things all over the country. And then they start their processes, and
Yep.
with new technology, they were excited. They thought we could get to these census numbers faster,
Yep.
and then we had COVID.
Yeah.
So all the data was just slammed delayed. And it caused problems for everyone. And so we as a state, as a nation, didn't have the data on time to meet certain deadlines, so it pushed it all back. And I think everybody did as good a job as you could have done. The General Assembly redistricted the first week of the session this year. They got it done early, and of course it was vetoed. The Senate and congressional, or the House and congressional maps were. The Senate map went into law, and then after the veto, after they were overridden, there was a challenge, which is still in Franklin Circuit. Some of that information came after the filing deadline. Some of the findings and the oral arguments besides both parties. So it was going to be really hard for Franklin Circuit to rule on that issue. If Judge Wingate's watching, I hope he doesn't send me a text or call me tomorrow and tell me how wrong I am about this. But, so I think they're going to – that's the problem with this. You got a lot of – it's a small town.
That's okay.
But, you could probably expect – I think everybody would think that after the election's over, you'll probably hear something about the redistricting challenges. So I think there'll be news coming from that. It's logical.
Right. Speaking of things that are kind of high focus – we had 2 amendments on the ballot this time.
2 constitutional amendments.
2 constitutional amendments. So I figure everybody's had the chance to go vote on them, so let's talk about them a little bit.
Tell you what you really voted on, right?
Yeah. So the first amendment on the ballot was about legislative powers, correct?
Right, yes, absolutely. It was about, it was a response. The amendment was a response. They passed it the first week of 2021, the General Assembly, and it was a response to some of the, I guess, actions that the executive branch took throughout COVID. These folks, the General Assembly, are reacting to their constituents. And, their constituents felt like they needed to have a little more stick in those decisions. And so this constitutional amendment provides them that for sure. It does a few things. It allows them to call themselves back into special session to react to something like a flood or tornado.
Right.
And then it also would move the end date. Instead of being on the short session March 30 and long session April 15,
right.
the 30 and 60, it moves it to the end of the year.
Yeah.
They could come in and do some work, take a break, come back in and do some more work, take a break, come back in and finish it. It definitely makes the General Assembly more nimble, for sure.
Yeah.
And if that's something that that's the will of the people, then it will be spoken.
Okay.
But it definitely, for sure, makes the General Assembly to be more proactive and not have to wait to take action.
Okay. So as somebody who works a lot with the General Assembly, how do you feel about it?
Yeah.
I'm just
well,
kidding.
I don't have
I'm
an
not
opinion.
gonna put you on the spot.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion. So I think it. I think that
It's
it definitely.
a lot of work for the people who have to work
It
during the
does.
session.
Yeah. No, it definitely is. I'm sure LRC staff and lobbyists and legislators all they have different opinions of the amendment for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just teasing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'll hear about that one later.
There was another amendment on the ballot.
Yep.
This was a big one.
We talked about this in the primary.
We did.
I remember saying, look, everybody, there are 2 amendments on the ballot in the fall, and we didn't cover them because it wasn't news then, and now they're news. And I think we made the statement. I think you said it. You said, I know you don't know anything about them now, but I promise you, what we know about these things, you're going to know about.
And
them.
this one has really changed since our primary in May because of the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade.
Right.
So
right. We had
let's talk about Amendment 2.
Lots of deadlines. Trigger law was in there.
Yep.
After the Roe v. Wade, you had the AG defend a suit filed against the law that was passed, banning abortions. And as they move forward, oral arguments are scheduled next week on the issue. Timing again from the court system, waiting after the election to see kind of the results.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Have those popped up on the screen?
I haven't seen them
Okay.
yet, but I have heard. I have breaking news.
Oh, you okay?
I have heard that
you've got an earpiece.
We've had a couple of the polling places. The results have come in to the county clerk's office, so they're going through those and processing those so that we can get them on the screen for you. And as soon as we get those going, you'll be able to see them at the bottom of the screen. So back to Amendment 2, I will say that as far as what you were saying, as far as for the court next week, they are saying this vote is a test of public support for Kentucky's abortion laws, and a defeat of the amendment tonight could pave the way for the state's highest court to invalidate a ban on all abortion, except in rare medical emergencies. So again, that's what's in court right now. If the Amendment 2 is not passed, it kind of opens it up a little bit. But that's why people who are pro that amendment would like it to pass, because then it takes it out of the courts for
Yeah,
good.
for sure. No, it does.
Yeah.
It basically allows the legislature to
Yeah.
control that issue, and that's
Right.
what the amendment says. I mean,
Yeah.
it's well worded. I
Yeah.
mean, it's short.
It's short.
It's easy to understand.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
Amendment 1, however, not so short.
Well, there was a lot of sections on that, and I think that was that was probably some of the. You couldn't do anything about it because you were changing all those pieces of the Constitution.
Right.
You'd had to change out each one of them separately in a constitutional amendment. Constitutional amendments are not easy to pass.
Well, I mean,
we're living under the Constitution of 1895 in
Yeah.
Kentucky with
Right.
a lot of amendments filed to it.
Yeah.
Because they're not easy to pass.
Right.
They're difficult conversations. Kentucky is not a referendum state.
Yeah.
Nothing can just show up on the ballot. Our General Assembly and our citizens take change serious.
Right.
And they want to make sure it's the right thing, so they ask the voters to ratify it.
Right.
How do you get more diplomatic or democratic than that? They pass it and they say, hey, if you want it, vote for it. If you don't do it.
Well, I like that we have the opportunity to make those decisions.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's a great litmus test of the direction of Kentucky, for sure.
Okay. Well, are we seeing any votes yet? Any new votes?
Few percentages, 3 out of 15 precincts showing up.
And in just a minute, let me tell you, I had the opportunity during this round, from the primary to the general election. I interviewed a lot of the candidates.
Bless your heart.
We did 25 interviews in 5 days. I learned a lot about these candidates, and let me tell you, and if they'll start coming in at some point to talk to us, but I really learned that, I mean, these are candidates who are really into, the issues. Generally, everybody has the same goal. They want, especially for our local races, they want to move our community forward. They want to make good decisions for the people who live here in our community. It's just interesting to talk to them, how they all have kind of different ways on how they think that should be done.
Absolutely.
So that's why we love doing those Meet the Candidate interviews, so that people can watch those and get informed on who's running to represent them, and get an idea of what kind of decision makers they are and their priorities for our community before they go into the voting booth.
You couldn't tell that you had done that, completed that many, because they were all really good. I mean, there was no fatigue there. I don't know.
By the last few, it was like, come on, people.
You had David Columbia pumping you through with Mountain Dew, just to make sure you made it. But I mean, you did a great job, and those were very informative. And they're one-on-ones. They give you a chance to tell your message without some hyperbole out there that might distract you.
And that happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I think they're fantastic. I was really proud of you all for doing them all, and I know that they're taxing and that they require a lot of time and effort. But I think they're very worthy endeavors.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are still waiting on some numbers. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
There's constitutional amendment too.
I saw that.
Yeah. Oh, there's the circuit judge. Is that the same? Those are still early voting numbers.
It's 3 out of 15. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got you. I see that now at the
Oh,
bottom.
okay. So we are getting polling place numbers.
Right.
So this is, like it says there, 3 out of 15. So we're going to be here for a little while. When our county clerk came out earlier, and he was telling us about how the long lines, which is good, we like people to go vote, are causing some delays in getting some of those results back. He did say it could be up to an hour,
right,
or more.
And we've been seeing on Twitter and some folks telling us that we're seeing that statewide. It's a fantastic turnout all over the state. We just couldn't be more proud of Kentuckians for taking this election serious. I think it's a great move forward for our state. I hope we can keep it going, and keep the constitutional offices next year, the state offices the same.
It's a big one. I mean,
Yeah.
well, I will say, I feel like this year and this election cycle has just been like just packed and just involved and things happening. I've seen more forums and signs
Right.
and people out and about.
Right.
Now we have 5 out of 15 posted, so keep an eye on those, y'all. But people are more engaged. I feel like people are really paying attention this time to and getting involved and
Yep.
engaged, and they've been invested in these candidates.
It's a fantastic turnout.
Okay, as we are now, what we have running right now, are all the numbers are up that we have in. We have 5 out of 15 polling places. that we are reporting as of now, and you can just. We're not going to read to you. You can look at them, but you can get an idea of kind of where we are. 5 out of 15.
And some of the races that we have won't be decided only in Franklin, and you have
That's
that.
right. I do have that. We are going to be reporting. Well, like for that race, for example, the 56 district. Those are just for Franklin County results. Those also, the whole office itself has several other counties.
Right,
involved.
has Woodford and Jessamine.
Yes,
Right.
yes. Same with the U.S. Senate with Rand Paul and Charles Booker. Our state Senate 20th district with Teresa Barton and Jay Williams. And then our U.S. Congress. We didn't talk
Congressman.
about that.
Yeah,
U.S.
it's a new
Congress in the
congressional
first
district.
district. We're in a new district. We're
New
not in Andy
congressional-
Barr's district anymore.
That's
Well,
right.
starting in January.
Right.
So the incumbent for that is Jamie Comer, and then the opponent was Jimmy Osbrooks.
Right.
And how do we feel about that?
Yeah, so, James Comer has represented the 1st Congressional District for several terms now. He's in line to be, with the win here, chairman of a very important committee in Washington. So it's a really big deal for the state. We've not had a chairman from the House since Hal Rogers,
Really?
Ways and Means for a while. Yeah,
Okay,
it's been
yeah.
a while since we've had somebody from Kentucky in one of those kind of roles.
Yeah.
That district, as well as the United States Senate, we won't know that maybe even until after.
Well, I have breaking news. Well, here on Cable 10, it's breaking news. I'm hearing that the AP has already called the race for Rand Paul.
Oh, okay.
So-
All right. Well, that is breaking news.
That was quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, is it 7 yet?
Yeah.
So, okay.
I don't know. Same thing, with the congressional race. So many of those counties are in the other time zones, so
Right.
in the central time zone.
Right.
So he won't. Those candidates won't know those results until later in the evening.
Yeah. Well, I will. We're going to stay here as long as we can, and we get the results, because we always have candidates come down here that like to talk to us, like to thank the people who voted for them. They like to thank the people who worked for them. That's the hard part.
Right.
Have you ever worked on a campaign?
Right.
Woo! That's a lot
It's
of
a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. So we will be having candidates come down here, I'm sure, to talk. But again,
We're going to hear from our county clerk
we are going to hear from our county
later
clerk.
on in the evening. Yeah, he's working right now.
I know, and we'll by that time we'll have an idea of what voter turnout was for Franklin County.
Right.
Yeah.
Total percentage. He predicted 60%.
I think that's what he was hoping.
I
we would
thought,
get.
oh, maybe it was a prediction. That was a hope. Okay, well,
Yeah.
that would be a big number.
I
That would be a
tell
big one. Yeah.
But again, it's a big night here, and I think you want to take a little break.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we'll take a little break while when we get an idea to see if we're going to get more numbers in from our other polling places. As it is right now, we are reporting 5 out of 15 of our polling places, and just check those out. We'll keep those running for you, so you can keep an eye on how things are going. As we start to get more in, we'll come back on and chat a little more. Thanks for watching, everybody. Okay, we're back. We really didn't go anywhere. We've been here all along. But we now have 12 of 15 polling places that we're showing right now that have been turned in to the county clerk's office. We have them on our screen. You can check them out. We'll have 3 out still that we're waiting. It looks like maybe one's coming in now. It looks like a big one. So
they're unloading ice back there.
So far, we have 15,672 total ballots that we are reporting, and you can see those on the screen here in our lower third. If there's a particular race you're looking for, just wait a minute; it'll scroll through. You'll be able to see it, and we're covering everything from our school board candidates all the way up to our U.S. congressional candidate for the 1st District. And everything in between.
Right.
I know a lot of people here, you're probably watching us here on Cable 10 because you're really interested in these local races. And let me tell you, with good reason, there's a lot that we've been voting on today. We're going to have a new county clerk. We're going to have a new county...
No, not a new county clerk.
I mean, God, see, a new county judge. We're going to have a new county judge. We're going to have a new county attorney. What else are we going to have?
I hope the county clerk didn't hear that.
Sorry, Jeff. He does a great job.
I will say the 3 precincts that are still out are big precincts as well.
Yeah.
So these numbers could move significantly.
Right.
It's Franklin County High School, Western Hills High School, and Peaks Mill.
So
those are big precincts.
Big precincts.
Polling places. Excuse me.
Polling places.
There's a lot of precincts located there. So those are
that.
big numbers. Thank you. Thank you.
Do want to clarify on that because where some of these are, we're getting smaller numbers. Those 3 in particular, they're going to be larger numbers that are going to be coming in.
Right.
So we're just keeping track on these races, both local and some of our statewide, and for those statewide, we're reporting Franklin County numbers.
Right.
And so you have to kind of look and see what's happening in the region around us and throughout the state, especially on the constitutional amendments.
Right.
The state senate in the 20th district, the state representative in the 56th district, and also the U.S. U.S. Senate race as well, because we are just reporting the Franklin County numbers.
Exactly, and there's 40,000 registered voters in Franklin County. Our population is a little bigger than that, but as our county clerk will probably report later, once the full numbers come in, it's going to be a pretty big percentage turnout for our own community, our own county. There's a lot to be proud of.
I like that.
Yeah, no, it's great.
That's a good thing.
Democracy at work.
So we have a couple of people we want to thank while everybody's looking at these numbers. And I know that we've talked about we're going to have Jeff Hancock on here to tell us about voter turnout and how things have gone today, how early voting went. But we want to thank them for hosting us here. They do it every time the election rolls around. We come and we present the returns live from his office. So we appreciate their hospitality and letting us come in here and set up. We try to stay out of their way. We know they're busy, but we know it's important for the people at home to be able to see the results as they come in, and that's what we're here to do. So we appreciate that. I'd like to thank you, JC, for joining me tonight.
I got a gift bag. I don't know if I was supposed to tell everybody
that.
A little
swag bag.
Yeah, I got a swag bag. Next band,
that's right.
I got some stuff, man.
We give out all,
Yeah,
let's talk about Next Band for a minute.
Pretty cheap. Yeah, go ahead.
Next Band is
Now's
Franklin's fiber service that we are building throughout Franklin County, neighborhood by neighborhood. It's fast, reliable, and secure internet, and this is, and we're using Next Band streaming to you tonight live here from the county clerk's office. I have this little Next Band. It's a Frisbee for the kids, but sometimes for the ladies, it's a fan, and it is tonight because these lights get hot. So I appreciate.
The picture is so clear on the screen. Like I could use a little help.
Next Band.
Maybe, two to find.
So again. We appreciate you tuning in, and we have a lot to talk about. And more people we need to thank.
Absolutely.
We need to thank all of these people here that are working from Cable 10. They've been here all day.
Yep.
Do we want to talk about them? Or do we want to say them by name?
I think you do. Yeah,
Okay.
the takedown, the setup of this stuff. I
Right.
mean, you can see some of it. But
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
these guys here, they're practically on with us.
there's a war room in the back that's full of cables and wires, and
That's right.
we were all threatened with our lives not to touch anything when we got here. So,
That's
you
right.
know,
We
we'll
just
mess
show
this
up when we do
Yeah.
our thing. But can we go back to that wide shot again, David? Because I want to introduce these guys. That's Zach McDonald. Raise your hand. Brent Smith. Brett Smith. It's his second day on the job, but glad he's here.
Come back tomorrow.
Brett Smith.
Please,
I
Mr.
just met him
Smith.
tonight.
Come back tomorrow.
And hey, you're jumping right in, and we appreciate that. And an oldie but a goodie who's been here a long time is Doug Crow.
Wow,
Or Santa.
that's strong.
Back in the control room, we have David Columbia, Zach Hubbard, Harvey Couch, and Crystal Simpson is here too. And again, they've all been at work hard today. They set up. Did I get everybody?
You got them all.
Okay,
that was
hey,
good. Yeah,
hey.
that was strong.
So they've been here all day setting up, and we do all of this, and when we're done tonight, we'll tear it down. I'll tell you. Then we'll be back in the studio tomorrow morning for around 10. We'll do
Mercy.
We'll do a wrap up of all of the election results and have a little chit chat about.
This doesn't go away for you, does it?
It doesn't. Well, it's coming to an end because. Then on Thursday night, we're going to be back downtown here for candlelight.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be live from Serafini starting at 5:30. We're going to have, we'll bring you the Christmas tree lighting live. If you can't make it downtown, just check us out. You can watch us on Cable 10, our Facebook or YouTube channel. So we're going to have some guests. Maybe Father Christmas will be there.
Oh, cool.
So it's just never ending for our folks that are Cable 10 because we're here to serve the community.
That's fantastic.
And that's what we're all about. The last people that we need to thank, and it's probably should have been the first because they've been really hard to staff all of our polls as our poll workers. Nationwide, you'll see, the need for people. They're trying to find people who will come in and work the polls. So we so appreciate all the folks here in Franklin County who have taken the time out of their day to spend at the polls to make sure that everything is running smoothly and that everybody can get in and vote and is able to vote. And again, we can't thank them enough because, besides the work that they do here in the county clerk's office, we rely on those poll workers to help things move smoothly at all of those polling locations.
It's phenomenal. They have to go to training. They have to be certified. There's a lot they have to do to be a poll worker. We also had the early voting locations.
That's right.
So they had 3 extra days. Many of them did. They still volunteered today. So I mean, it's turned into like a week of your time just to volunteer for a civic duty. So
absolutely.
Counting the training and the basically 4 days of election, it's a lot. So it's not easy to find volunteers and these folks, and they really are the heroes of the day. They really are. They have made sure that our elections are safe
That's right.
and secure, and which I will go to bat to say for Kentucky, the General Assembly has provided for some excellent election integrity laws in the last few years. So folks can rest assured that our elections are safe and conducted very fairly, and these poll workers are a monster part of it.
They are. And let me tell you, also, I had the opportunity a couple weeks ago, I interviewed Jeff Hancock. We talked about the election process. We talked about early voting, our locations. We talked about how the ballots work, what you can expect when you go into your polling place. But then we also talked to our Secretary of State, Michael Adams. We talked about the election security and integrity of our election. And I just love that little extra. I mean, that the Secretary of State would take time to come talk to us, just the people here in Franklin County, just to assure us of the.
He's an election expert. I mean,
election
he really
integrity.
knows it strong. Yeah, he does,
Yeah.
and he serves on the State Board of Elections, and so he's an excellent ambassador for elections and election integrity in our state. Absolutely.
Well, again, we appreciate him coming in. So
That's cool.
if you're wondering what's going on here, we have 12 of 15 of our polling places that have been reported here to the county clerk's office. We've gotten them up on the screen. So if there's a certain race you're looking for, just hang in there because we're scrolling through. We've kind of kept them all together. We've got the county offices, the city commission, and then our state offices. So and then also our school boards. So
Right.
just be patient as it'll scroll through. At the end of our telecast tonight, we'll put up. We'll keep running those for a while, and we'll also put up screens of our. We've been talking about it, but we do have several races where the candidates ran unopposed in the general, and so we haven't. People still had the opportunity to vote for them, and we've been getting election returns on those. But because they ran unopposed, we know that they're going to be serving. So at the end of, again, our telecast here, we'll put all of those numbers up as well, just so that you know how many votes that they got. I did see Kelly Lang, who is our PVA. She was here earlier, but if she comes back down in here, we'll just grab her anyway. She was on the ballot, and we'll get her in here to just talk about how things have gone for her. And I'm sure she has, people to thank as she's getting ready to serve another term. So
Another 4 years.
that's
Yeah,
right.
excellent. Yeah,
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So-
Speaking of which,
Okay.
you've got a few others on here that don't have that didn't have a fall race that will move on.
Okay.
Magistrate J.W. Blackburn in the second.
That's right.
He didn't have a primary or a general, so he's going to serve on the next term on fiscal court.
Right.
Those precincts are Jet Country Club, Sunset, Franklin Heights, Station Springs, Tierra Linda, and Bellevue.
Okay.
So if you live in those precincts, your magistrate has been declared for the next 4 years. Also, not with a fall race was First District Magistrate Sherry Sebastian,
Sherry Sebastian.
another member of fiscal court currently serving.
That's right.
Right.
Yep.
She had a primary. She serves Farmdale, Cloverdale, Coleman, Volger, Thistleton, Glens Bridge, Green Wilson, Capitol, and Evergreen.
Okay.
Those are her precincts. If you live in that area, your magistrate for the next 4 years has been set. Yep.
All right. And then we have, again, we had one that was Eric Wisman won
Right.
back in the primary.
Right.
And so they did not have an opponent
In the
in
fall.
that general election. So
He's District 6.
Yep, okay.
District 6.
Uh-huh.
His district is Ball Knob, Courthouse, St. John, Bell Point, Hickory Hills, Choteville, Bridgeport, Botkins.
Okay.
If you live in that area, your district, Kathy.
I'm sorry, man, I
your
can't
district
see
is set.
anything.
Yeah. I got you. I'll read it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And then we had several of our constables who ran unopposed.
Yeah, right.
So.
Another magistrate that was unopposed in the fall was Richard Tanner.
Oh, yeah.
Richard,
He was, we had
yeah,
him
he
here in the
was.
primary.
Yeah, 5th Magistrate
And he
District.
was here earlier.
Yep. You didn't miss Richard. His district was Louisville Road, South Benson, Collins Lane, Westgate, and North Westgate. So if
Okay.
you live in those districts, your magistrate is also set.
Well, Richard, if you're around and you still want to talk to us, come on in. We weren't ready for you earlier, but we're ready for you now.
Also unopposed was our jailer in the fall, Jake Bonham.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to serve another 4 years.
He will.
As county jailer. County coroner, Will Harrod.
Will Harrod, yeah.
Moves on for another 4 years, also unopposed.
He's been around a while, right?
He's been around a while, absolutely. I know we're going to miss somebody. And, of course, Jeff Hancock, our county clerk.
That's right.
Who's running this election. So he was unopposed this term, and he's going to serve another 4 years as county clerk and to keep having to do these elections.
I know. I mean, I'd say he's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah,
We've
oh,
had a lot of
no, yeah.
changes in the last few years, and
The election law
his whole
thing.
staff has just been great in making sure that we stay updated on everything that we're supposed to be doing,
Right.
again, to ensure the integrity and safety of our elections and to make sure that everyone has accessibility to come
Right.
vote. And that's what it's all about.
Elections has its own committee. I mean, elections, constitutional amendments in the General Assembly, and they catch a lot of bills. There's a lot of election bills filed every year, and they have to be vetted and to see if they're feasible, how much money they cost. And,
Yeah.
So it's great to see the County Clerks Association pare down and weigh in on these issues to inform the General Assembly kind of, consequences, unintended or intended consequences of what that'll look like.
Right.
It's a great conversation. The County Clerks Association and Jeff, the County Clerks Association presidents, Jason Denny from Anderson County, right down the road, and
Yeah.
they do a fantastic job. They're working hard on making sure that we get these laws right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, let me tell you, It's a lot.
It's a lot,
It's
yeah,
a lot,
it's a lot.
and a lot of people work hard to make sure that everything's above board.
Right.
And that, again, that people have the opportunity to vote. And, again, democracy in action.
Democracy in action. It's the best way to do it.
That's right. So we're still at 12 out of 15, and we're waiting for the other 3 polling places for their ballots to be delivered and processed by the county clerk's office. As soon as they are, we're going to get them loaded in onto our screen here so that you can see those, and then that's going to be it. And then we'll see if we get any candidates here. I'm sure there will be some candidates here that want to come thank all the people that have worked for them and voted for them, and so we'll look forward to seeing some of those folks when we come back. We'll take a quick break. Or maybe a little longer than a quick break. We'll see. But just stay tuned, and we're going to keep those numbers running so you can check out and see what our election returns are so far. Okay, we are back. We now have 13 out of 15 polling places that can report now.
Right.
We're waiting on 2 more, and I think they're big ones.
2 more big ones, yeah.
But
for sure.
as of right now, that's 17,121 ballots cast that we have processed and are on the screen that you can see. So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking we could get to 20,000. You know, you got
Okay.
17,121 ballots casted out of 40,000, some change.
50%?
At 50%.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they could be big precincts. I mean, it could be Franklin County polling places. It could be big polling places.
Yep.
Not precincts. So if they are, then there's several precincts located in there. So missing 2.
Okay.
Yeah, the big ones.
Biggins. I'm still looking for candidates. I'm surprised we don't have any other candidates here yet.
I think they want some called, Kathy. Why don't you declare a couple of these
I'm not
races?
calling any
You know,
yet.
you just go out on a limb here. Come on down.
I will remind everybody that some of these races that you see on the screen, those are just Franklin County results only.
Yep, well said.
You know, the U.S. Senate, the Rand Paul and Booker race has already been called. AP called it for Rand Paul. U.S. Congress, 1st District, I think it has been called for Jamie Comer over Jimmy Osbrooks.
Our new 1st Congressional District Congressman.
So we will now be represented by a new representative,
Right.
congressman from the 1st District rather than the 6th, Jamie Comer. I mean, we know Jamie. He lives
Absolutely.
here in Frankfurt. Be all right.
Absolutely. He's going to be chairman of a very important committee next term if Congress flips.
Okay.
Tonight, nationwide, it'd be a big deal for his district and for Kentucky.
Okay. State Senate, 20th District.
So that's a new district, and that's got several different counties in it. We were trying to find the data from Owen, Gallatin,
Right.
Carroll, and then also from Boone and Kenton. I'm sure those candidates have trackers in
Right.
those counties that are looking them up. But it's not been reported yet on the Secretary of State's website or State
Okay.
Board of Elections. So
Okay.
we're still, these numbers you see on our screen are Franklin
County numbers
right,
only.
Franklin
And
County
we can
numbers
report
only.
those confidently.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly
We're
right.
right here in the county clerk's office. Also, the state representative from the 56th District here in Kentucky, Daniel Pfister and Grayson Vandegrift. We will just be reporting the Franklin County numbers as well. That also represents other counties.
Right, and we might be able to find that somewhere
Okay.
before the program concludes to be
Yep.
able to report the winner of that district. That represents east side of Franklin. There's about 5 or 8 precincts in that 56th district.
Okay. So again, we're reporting 13 out of 15 polling places that have we see them coming in the door. They're bringing in these, I guess it's the scan sheets. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got boxes, lock
Yeah.
boxes, and
Yeah.
sheets, and yeah.
It's like- It's official.
No, it's a big deal. Yeah, no, you don't want to mess with that.
That's right. And then our county clerk, Jeff Hancock, and Mitzi Jevinen is here, and the whole staff is making sure that all of those get processed. Then they share that information with us. There's a screen right here. We've got folks here in the office that are getting it, firsthand from the county clerk's office, and then we also are sharing it with you here on Cable 10. We appreciate you tuning in, because, we want to make sure that everybody has the info, because, not everybody can get down here. You took the time to go vote. Let's find out who is going to be representing us, making the decisions for our community. And, that it's important.
It is, and we had such a big turnout in Franklin County that this is a worthy endeavor to cover these races in this manner for sure. There's your city commission race.
Okay.
Moving forward, going through there.
There we go.
Yep.
Did I mention that tonight's show is sponsored by West Banco?
You said that earlier. We want to thank them for their help, right?
We do. We appreciate everything that West Banco does for our community. They sponsor a lot of things around here. The most well known is our downtown summer concerts. That we appreciate
Yeah.
everything they do, but they do the show for us every time we're on the primary and the general election. And we just want to give a shout out to West Banco and thank them for helping us bring this information to you. What else you got?
I think you covered it.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the whole read. I like my read better.
You did it earlier. Yeah.
I'll do it later too. But anyway, again, we want to thank Jeff and the staff here. all the folks here at Cable 10, again, these guys are awesome. And I can brag on them because I work with them every day, and I just want everybody to know that they do a great job. Not only do, they would do things like this, they're out there with your kids, bringing you live sports from all of our high school.
Right.
All of, the football, the basketball. They do the pageants.
Yep.
They did the pageants. There's just a lot of stuff they do. The dance recitals, all of the stuff. Just really engaged in our community. We appreciate all the work they do. In addition to all of the government meetings, city commission, the fiscal court, planning commission. It's just a lot, and we appreciate the things that they do to keep people informed here in
Right.
our community, and that's what we do. That's what we're all about, and we hope that people are enjoying that and they take advantage of this service because not a lot of
You don't
communities have that.
We talk about it all the time, and
Yeah.
I've said it on this broadcast in the spring. But the truth is that you don't realize how good that we have it in Franklin County with our Frankfort Plant Board, the municipal service, the government service, and Cable 10. I mean, we're spoiled. These other communities around. I travel the state.
Yeah.
I'm around the state.
You get around.
Several counties consistently, and this service is not there. So it's a blessing to have it for our community, and I hope that people appreciate it. And I know for one, I do. I love watching Around 10. You come into my office. In the waiting room in the foyer there, I've always got the TV. There's a big
Yeah.
TV. You got TV on something, right?
Sure.
Just flipping through the news.
Yeah.
But about 80% of the time, it's on Cable 10.
Well,
so
we
we're watching.
appreciate that.
We're watching pageants from the mid '90s,
Yeah.
and I mean Franklin County Fair, Little Miss.
We have them all. We got the baseball, we got the
2012.
volleyball, we
yeah,
got the
I've got it
soccer.
going. So nobody is as more connected as our office when it comes to Cable 10 for
Okay.
sure.
I'm hearing that there's more. The more has come in.
Oh,
We're-
there's more
yeah,
results
oh,
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's
they're
more.
all here now.
Yeah. We got 100% in the building. Did you hear that?
We have 100% in the building,
100% in the building.
and they're going through them now.
Complete, but you have 100% votes
100%.
on them right now.
100%.
Total vote count today of 20,438 votes.
Okay. so
Little over 50%, 51%. 20,408 votes cast in Franklin County. That's huge.
that's big.
Out of 40,000 voters,
I like it.
that's 20%, that's 50, 51, 38. I'm sorry. Thank you very much.
20,438 votes cast in Franklin County.
It's a big number.
Over the since early voting started. We are getting those reported now. They've processed them. We're We're getting ready to put them on the screen. They're getting them all in there to make sure they're correct. And
Fire them up. We're going to see them shortly.
Then this is exciting. This is going to be it.
After that, you're going to see some winners. Yep. You're going to hear Kathy Lindsay make some declarations.
I'm going to make some declarations.
Yep. I'm leaving that to her.
Oh, gosh. So again, if we invite all of the candidates, if you're watching and close to here, because we're not going to stick around a long time, but if you're near
Might
here,
miss a casserole or something.
that's
you know.
right, and you would like to come down, say a few words, thank your people, thank the voters. You're welcome to come. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
And maybe tell us a little bit about.
And this is on the social media sites?
This is.
I heard.
We are live on Cable 10. We are live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube.
Oh,
And,
cool.
here. Well, we're looking. I
YouTube.
heard a whistle.
Yeah. Well, they got them on the screen.
Oh, they're on the
Yeah.
screen over there.
Well,
We
they're
don't
going to
have
be
them
uploaded
yet.
here
Okay.
in just
Okay.
a minute. Yeah.
I was like, what am I missing?
We can't see that. They got that They have that facing the other direction.
Okay. I'm trying to get a read from the crowd, but I don't want to.
No, it'll spoil it. Yeah, they're typing away back there. They're going to have them updated.
Okay.
Everybody's on pins and needles and anxious to determine this next term of office for sure. Yeah.
All right.
Last precincts that came in or polling places were Franklin County and Western Hills, which obviously equaled about 3,000 votes, a little more than that, just to show how many were cast in those areas, which is big numbers.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing what comes up.
Absolutely.
Because the two that we had left, they were big, right?
Yeah.
So it could really flip things around and
No,
change
it could
things.
change it fast.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
really could.
Okay.
Yeah, if these elections were close, it's important to mention that the constitutional amendments you see rolling through are also only Franklin County numbers.
Yep.
Those numbers would be statewide. There's several places you could probably find those results if you were interested in looking up those races, or even the United States Senate race. You could check the State Board of Elections. You can just Google search Kentucky State Board of Elections. Executive Director Karen Sellers, she's fantastic at her job. And then you could also check the Secretary of State's website, which is going to reroute you to the State Board of Elections, but they'll be posting those live results on their site as they get them. County clerks around the state turn in that information to them, and they upload it to their systems. It also has county filings and county races in those other areas as well. It's a fantastic resource. So, folks that are into politics are fully aware of it and take full usage of those tools. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm watching some of these numbers, even from just the 13 out of 15 that we have on screen now. I was noticing how close that county attorney's race is.
Yeah, no, it looks tight for sure.
It is. So once we get these others programmed in here, we'll see.
So many of these other candidates have worked so hard. They've all just done a fantastic job and exhausted every effort to try to pull themselves across the finish line, and it looks like it's going to be close all night in several races.
Well, let's again. I don't know what else to say until we get them.
Well, the on the statewide races, the West Kentucky precincts are probably finalizing now as well,
Right.
because of high turnout statewide. The Secretary of State earlier was reporting a 50% possible statewide, which is huge. 4.5 million people live in Kentucky. I'm not sure how many registered voters, but that means there may be a couple million vote,
Right.
which would just be monster. So if that's the case, you had some big races around the state. You had the mayor of Louisville. That was a big race.
They were huge, yeah.
That's a
big
huge race. You had our United States Senate.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's a big race. That only happens once every 6 years. You had this circuit judge race, which again,
Once
2030.
every 8 years.
I'm not going to tell you how old I'll be in 2030, but it's not good,
Younger than me.
Yeah, no, it's just a number, Kathy.
I
what
know.
I'm trying to catch you.
embrace it.
I'm doing everything I can do.
That's right. Well, I would like to say again, we appreciate folks tuning in because this is where you're getting your local information. This is where we're getting it straight from the county clerk's office, so that you have the information and
We're at the
firsthand.
county clerk's office.
We are at the county clerk's office.
We're watching the ballots walk in now.
And we're hoping that we're going to get our county clerk over here shortly to talk about how not only the day went, but the whole process of early voting.
We want to be sure to ask Jeff about the legislative changes and his involvement in the process. I saw him at the Annex and the Capitol quite a bit over the last couple years. He had his hand in a lot of these affairs to help craft them correctly for the state. So I want to be sure that we bring that up and we talk about that as well when they zoom in. Man, my tie's messed up.
Okay, well, here, fix your tie.
Sorry.
That's important.
My mother's watching.
Oh, well, we have updated numbers coming through now. We now
15
have
of 15.
15 out of 15. Looks like Philip Shepard has pulled it out over Joe Bilby at 63%. Mike Mueller is going to be our new Franklin County Judge Executive. 56% over Ken Carroll's 44%. Ooh, look how close that is.
Yeah, that's really close.
Franklin County Attorney Max Comley. Again, it's 50% to 50%, but we're looking at, 100.
100 votes, less than 100 votes.
Yeah. Chris Quire easily pulled out for sheriff. He's our, the incumbent, and he will continue to be our sheriff.
4 more years.
Yep. Kelly Dykes is going to be representing the 3rd District on the fiscal court.
Open seat.
Yep. That was Mike Muller's seat. And Scotty Tracy will, again, he's the incumbent. He will continue his service to the 4th District on the fiscal court.
This will be his 3rd term.
Is it? Okay. Good to know. Oh, looks like top 4 are the winners for City Commission. We have Kelly May, Katricia Waldridge, Lisa Unger, and Kyle Thompson. Just squeaked out over Dawn Hale.
It's close.
Very close.
Close.
Again, looks like about 100 votes.
Right. Very close.
Our county school board, I think it was Larry Perkins and Penny Simpson. Larry Perkins will continue. He's an incumbent. Will continue to serve on the board. And then Natalie Lyle.
School board seat?
Yeah, got 200 more votes than Lambert Moore. So isn't she already on the board?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, Donna Hecker and
Just want to be honest.
and Margaret Ann Tillman. They will both serve on the city school board. There were 2 seats open. So
Franklin County numbers?
Franklin County numbers: Daniel Pfister over Grayson Vandergrift, 54 to 46%. Derek Graham will keep his seat.
Continue to serve.
Yeah, continue to serve. I've forgotten how many years he's
Long
been
time.
in. Long time.
Yeah, he's been in the
So
General
we-
Assembly a long time.
And we appreciate his service. Here in Franklin County, Teresa Barton has more votes than Jay Williams, just here in Franklin County. We'll see what the other counties that district represents, how that all turns out. And again, we'll have all that for you on Around 10 tomorrow, but I'm sure it'll be in the news tonight. And again, we already called the race. Jamie Comer will be our new representative in the U.S. Congress in the 1st District. And then constitutional amendment here in Franklin County, voted down, just here in Franklin County. That's not state, that's not
the
statewide
legislative
numbers.
changes.
That's right.
Those are the legislative
That's
changes.
right. And then Amendment 2 also did not pass here in Franklin County, but that's just Franklin County. We'll see statewide numbers. And again, we'll have all that for you tomorrow on Around 10 if you want to tune in. I think we have Jeff Hancock here.
Yeah.
Do you wanna
Let's
come
bring
in?
the county clerk over.
Oh, okay.
He's still digesting.
He's still working. But again, before he comes on again, I'll remind people we will.
Be sure to congratulate him. When
I
he gets
will.
over here.
I will. Oh yeah, he won too.
Yeah, he won too. That's
We didn't talk. Oh, we did. We said it once. But I will. I will remind people to tune in to Cable 10, Facebook, and YouTube tomorrow at 10 o'clock for Around 10. We're Frankfurt's only live morning show, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And, when we're not covering election returns, we talk about all kinds of other things going on here in our community. Our county clerk, Jeff Hancock, has been on the show several times to talk about things going on here, especially when it comes to elections. So here he is, the man of the hour, our county clerk, Jeff Hancock. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
How was your day?
It's been a long one.
Yeah? Did everything go good?
Is it still Tuesday?
I think it's still Tuesday. We're here a little longer than we usually are.
Yeah.
Tell us about what happened when we first got here. You said there were long lines.
Yeah, an amazing turnout today. Franklin County just does such a wonderful job at knowing what's important to them, and I'm sorry about that, and making sure they get out and vote, and they perform beautifully today. We had lines all day at Franklin County. We had lines all day at Western Hills. We had lines all day at Peaks Mill Elementary. We had a great voter turnout.
Yeah.
Amazing. And the precinct workers, there's 2 or 3 precincts. They never got lunch today.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure. So busy. And it was not only today, but we had early voting.
Absolutely, and early voting what a great turnout that was.
Yeah.
We had 5,500 total votes in early voting, and that was just amazing. Group turned out wonderfully. The 3 locations worked great.
Yeah.
The senior center, what a great location.
It's great.
And the elderly really were pleased with being able to get out, go to the center, and vote right there.
That's
And
right.
it really went
It's good
well.
for them.
Yeah,
And
yeah, absolutely.
good that they can host, having being a polling place, and so we appreciate that. So not only we have poll workers who work today, but they worked those 3 days too.
They did. They
at
worked
those 3 locations.
3 days of early voting. And of course, and my staff here. Without Megan and without Mitzi, it would be impossible to think we could pull this off. It's
Yep.
such a huge puzzle.
Yep.
And trying to make sure everybody gets their opportunity to vote, knows where to vote.
Yep.
It's just it's a whole working group that we work tirelessly day in and day out.
Well, we have said thank you to the staff, but would you like to say something to your staff?
Absolutely. My staff and Megan will hide up there behind the glass. There's no way
She's been on our show too.
Yeah. Megan's going to stay up there and hide. Mitzi's right here. Mitzi, do you want to come up and say hello to everyone? Yeah. Mitzi came in last year about this time.
Yeah.
We kind of snuck in on her and said, hey, here's an election. Here's how we do it.
Yeah.
Fall in line. This time she had a whole lot different impact. Mitzi handled most of the mail-in absentee balloting.
Yep.
So it's been a good transition. So,
All right.
Mitzi?
Thank you.
All right. Well, so this wasn't your first election working.
True. Yes.
So, but how did it go for you? And I know there's Jeff, don't go far now. things we have been talking about, things are different from the way they used to be because of, we have more consolidated polling places.
Correct.
So, I mean, it's changed the way we do the show because we used to have it just kind of trickled in and we always had new returns. Now we have to take a break and wait. Then we get them on, we report, and then we take another break.
Right.
So is that better for the people who work here, or I mean, how has that changed things around
I
here?
think as far as change goes,
Yeah.
it's all about more accessibility
Yep.
and obviously making it easier for voters to vote.
Mm-hmm.
So if everybody can vote anywhere, regardless of your precinct, that's a great thing.
Right.
So as far as here, I mean, we're always busy. Elections is a big piece of what we do, a couple times a year. Definitely a big community effort. And our poll workers were amazing, absolutely amazing. So our staff here, they took calls all day long. It's been a great team effort.
I know that we have, we're talking about poll workers. In the past, we've also had young people working the polls.
Yes.
I know that's a big thing. So what are we doing to encourage more people to be poll workers?
Well, we actually go to the high schools. We do a voter registration drive at the high schools. And then we also engage those seniors who want to help out and be runners. And it's really great to get that civic engagement piece with them. And so we really enjoy that.
Okay. Well, I like seeing the young people there because I like that they're
Absolutely.
getting involved.
Yes,
So I
yes.
appreciate
And
that.
so do the voters.
Yeah.
They really love seeing that too.
Well, we, again, thank you for hosting us
Thank
here
you,
tonight.
Kathy.
We appreciate all the work you all have put in, not only just today and during early voting, but throughout the whole process, because we know that it has been a lot of work,
Mm-hmm.
and we just appreciate that. We love the accessibility and giving more people the opportunity to vote.
I agree. I agree.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Kathy.
All right, we have, Jeff, you come in here one more time. And then I'll let you go because I know you're busy. Jeff's back, and I just wanted to, again, wanted to say personally, thank you for all the work that you've done. I know that, this doesn't just happen here in this week. That throughout the whole election process, before the primary to general election, you're working a lot, and especially with all the changes that have been made. Your office has made every change that has been asked, and they've done it, without question, and just it's above board. And we are lucky here in Franklin County that this office is getting that done. So I just wanted to say thank you, and thank you for coming and being on the show on around 10 to talk about the process. And we appreciate. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
So as the winner of your race tonight, is there anything that you want to say just based on that?
Kathy, we're going to continue to work hard every day.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cable 10.
Yeah.
I mean, you all getting the words out there. It's amazing. And the partnership that you all form with us to make sure we're educating the voters, that's been amazing. So
Yeah.
thank you. You've got some candidates back here that are coming up to talk, but I think the big thing that we need to remember is congratulate the winners, but make sure to thank the people that weren't victorious today for being active, for being involved.
Absolutely. It's a lot.
yeah.
It's a commitment to run.
Absolutely.
And people who take the time just to do that, would love to thank them for doing that. And they have people who work for them too that put in a lot of time. So yeah.
So Kathy, thank you all to everything you do, Cable 10, everybody behind the all the cameras right now. Thank you for everything, and to the citizens in Franklin County. I hope we've done well for you today. I hope we got you an opportunity to vote in a way that best suited you. And if there's anything that we can do to make it better in the future, please let us know.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
We're going to
you.
hold you to it.
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations to our county clerk, Jeff Hancock. He won his race today. He ran unopposed, and he's doing a great job. We appreciate him and look forward to another term with Jeff Hancock. Now we have another incumbent. This is Katricia Waldridge. She is our current mayor pro tem, and she is on our city commission. She ran again.
Yes.
And she has won. She is still on our city commission. And thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Well, so what do you think?
Well, I'm excited.
I haven't paid attention to. I haven't seen how things have played out. So I know that we're it's most of you are back. Is that right?
It seems like, yes, the
Okay.
3 that's on the commission now,
Okay.
yes, are back, that we're running. So I'm excited. I made it to the commission, may not be in that number 1 position, and that's okay. I can't have a better person working to my left or right, working with Kelly May, as hopefully been voted in our meeting in January as Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay.
He's really grown over the couple of years of being city commissioner, and I was really impressed with his last interview with the chamber hosted. And so I look forward to continue working with he and Lisa on the commission and all those that made it.
Okay. Well, what are some issues that you're looking forward to tackling here in this next couple of years?
Well, to be honest, I really want to tackle that $4.1 million deficit going into 2024. We've really got to watch our spending, making sure that we're not frivolously spending, that we're continuously looking at every dollar that goes out and seeing how that can make us a dollar come back in. Also, really pushing this parcels B and C to make sure that that stays on track. We are pushing it along. I know that with that parking garage, I definitely wanted a community center on top of that, but once I saw the numbers, it was a definite no. Let's move forward. Let's get in the ground working so we can get that moving forward. Every day we wait, it's just putting parcels B further behind. So I'm ready to get that moving, our transit center up moving, so we can see what the developers is going to have for Frankfurt in that. Other than that, a big thing is development on the waterfront, looking for maybe a hotel, convention space on the waterfront,
like the
pushing
sound of
that,
that.
and definitely looking to see how we can do economic development here in Frankfurt.
Okay.
So.
A lot of work.
It is a lot
sounds
of
like a
work.
lot.
It is a lot of work, but I get 2 more years to try to figure that out. I'm excited and being able to move forward and seeing where we go from there. So I'm super excited. I don't know. I just thank Frankfurt for continuing to believe in me and trusting that I can lead, and I look forward to working with our commissioners.
Well, we thank you for serving our community. This will be your 3rd term.
Yes,
Can you
my
believe
3rd term.
that?
I know already. It just seems like the other day I was just a little young thing coming in,
know.
But I'm excited to be here. Some of the people who won, I think, is really going to make Franklin County stronger. I see that Franklin County, the city of Frankfurt and Franklin County will be working hopefully closer together with some new leadership, hopefully being able to move in the direction that Frankfurt needs to go. So I'm excited to be a part of it.
Okay, well, awesome. Thank you so much
Thank
for coming
you.
down
Yes,
and talking
thank
to
you.
us. And we'll see you at City Commission meeting.
Yes, indeed. See you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you to Patricia Waldridge for stopping in, and again for her service. Again, she will be serving her 3rd term on our city commission, and again, they have a lot on their plate. So we look forward to things that they're going to be able to get done here in our community. And now we have with us Dawn Hale. She ran for city commission, and I didn't see. Oh, here it is. How many votes?
I think 74.
74 votes shy of getting in the top 4. So what's that mean?
It means that I congratulate the winners.
Okay, all right, just checking. I didn't know. I think last time we had there was contested, just like a recount, and it was like 8 votes.
Right.
So but you're good.
I'm good.
Okay, just checking. So again, Dawn, why don't you tell us why you ran and what you look forward to seeing from the folks who did make it on the city commission?
Well, I ran because I care about the community, and I really want to see our community grow and prosper. And I feel good about the campaign that I ran. I really appreciate all of the people that supported me, that had confidence in my being able to represent them. I have been active in the community for a lot of years. So losing this race doesn't mean that I'm going away.
We won't lose your number.
Right. So I look forward to working with the current commission and serving in the community in whatever way I can be useful.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you have people to thank. I know you had some people that helped your campaign, and I know they worked hard, so let's give them a shout out.
Right. And I don't want to name names because I'm afraid I'll forget somebody.
Oh, okay.
I just really appreciate all the people that worked so hard on my behalf and contributed. It's so hard to ask people for money.
It is.
And so many people contributed to my campaign and worked on my behalf. And I really, really want to thank you all for that. It has been a really great experience, and I hope that we can just see Frankfurt continue to grow.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you. Like Jeff was saying earlier, anybody who puts himself out there to run, that's a lot. I mean, it's hard, and you are opening yourself up to criticism and praise. And then if you get elected, then that's just even more work. So we appreciate your willingness to do that and put your name on the ballot. And we haven't heard the end of Dawn Hale. I know that. You are very active in the community, so we look forward to seeing, where you're going to show up next.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Dawn, for coming by. All right, as I said before, I will say that I'm very familiar with Dawn Hale because she served on the board of directors for the Frankfurt Plant Board for 4 years. 4 years, and she knows how to make tough decisions, and and that's the kind of folks we need on city commission. So I was glad to see that so many people voted for you and just happened to come up 74 votes short. We now have Kelly Dicus, and she has won in her district on fiscal court, and that's the 3rd district. And we're happy to see you here. We appreciate you coming down, and we have talked many times.
Yeah.
This has been a long process because you did have a primary and the general.
I did.
And we're just happy to see you here tonight. So I know you've got folks to thank.
There's way too many people to thank. I mean, so many. My family, most of all, because man, this is an endeavor. It really is. It takes a lot of time, and it's been a great experience. But wow, it's a lot of time. And I want to thank my treasurer, Stephanie, over here. And Lisa Darby, and there's so many people. I mean, I've just had so many wonderful people call and make calls for me and just back me up in so many ways. It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful.
You're going to be new on the court, so what's the first thing you want to do?
Well, Max and I were just talking about that. I couldn't do what I want to do without Max. So I think my first and foremost is mental health court.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I know
that's my thing.
It's something that we've talked about.
Yes.
Mental health issues here in our community are a priority for you.
Yes.
And so I look forward to what you can do serving on the court and working with Max. Yeah. And so you'll be starting in January.
We will.
You're going to get some rest before then?
You know, we just had a grandbaby 2 hours ago.
Oh my goodness! It is a big night for Kelly Dicus.
Big night. So yeah, we just had a grandson.
Congratulations!
Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
So we've not slept in 2 nights.
Yeah.
So I'm real excited about going home and getting some sleep. But I also want to say thank you to Greg Grimes because he's run a great campaign and he's a good guy, and I appreciate him.
Well, good.
So.
You all had some good interviews, had a good forum, and we appreciate that when the two candidates have the mutual respect. Yeah. And, again, we appreciate him putting his name on the ballot.
Absolutely.
So
it's hard work.
It is.
And thank you very much because you're wonderful at what you do. So
well,
we
thank
appreciate
you.
you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And get a little rest. Spend a little time with that grandbaby.
Oh, I'm going to.
Enjoy the holidays and be ready to hit the ground running in
That's
January.
Right. Thank you so much.
Look forward to it.
All right. I'll see you
Thank
guys soon.
Kelly Dicus, she will be representing the 3rd District on fiscal court starting in January. Now we have here Max Conley. He's going to be our new county attorney. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
And we were talking earlier that we haven't voted on a county attorney in how long?
Over 40 years.
Over 40 years.
The last contested county attorney election, from what I understand, was about 1980.
Oh, wow.
And so Mr. Boyd served in that position up till about 2004, 2005.
Yeah.
And Mr. Sparks has been in that position since that point in time. So we've had over 40 years without a contested election. So.
Wow. So it was a close one. It
Absolutely.
was a squeaker.
Absolutely.
So what do you think that says about what people? We talked about how maybe does this need to be a partisan race or not?
I've said from the beginning it doesn't need to be a partisan race.
Yeah.
When you start talking about legal issues and things like that with the judicial races, I don't think the county attorney's office should be a partisan race.
Yeah.
But it is, and so here we are.
Here we are. Well, tell us what you're going to do.
As I've said from the get-go of my campaign, mental health court and a drug court are what Franklin County needs. We've got a large drug abuse issue in Franklin County that we need to address, and I think in my 17 years working with the courts here, that's one of the major issues that I see that needs to be addressed. In addition to the mental health court that Kelly talked about earlier, you know, and you talked about the razor-thin margin of, as far as this win. That means I've got a lot of work to do to prove to the citizens of Franklin County, you know, that I'm here to help make them safe and to feel safe, and so that everybody can prosper in this community. And that's, you know, that's going to be my goal from the outset.
Yeah. Well, I was saying earlier, I don't know if you saw, but you and your opponent, Kate, you were out there. You're
Yes.
both out there at everything, engaging in the community, and you know that's the kind of person we need in this position. We appreciate all the work that both of y'all put in the campaign to make sure that, again, it's not something that we've voted on in a long time, and so people needed to be more aware of what the position does, and they made their decision. And I thank you for being here. I look forward to, what are you going to do between now and then?
Well, I've got a law practice that I'm probably going to have to start wrapping up. And so between now and the end of the year, I'll be, you know, looking to wrap that law practice up and making sure that all my clients that I currently have are well represented by either me or another attorney. And so that's going to be the main
Okay.
focus now for the next month and a half.
That sounds like work. You going to get any rest before you start this new job?
Probably not. I work today. So
Okay. Okay. Are you going to give your family some rest?
They are going to get some much needed rest. And
Yeah,
hopefully
y'all
a-
want to come on?
Hopefully
Come
a
on.
vacation. And I
Get
just
the whole family here.
And I just want to thank you for everything that you've done. You do a great job, and the Frankfurt Plant Board does a great job by getting everybody informed of the issues that are going on, the forums that they hold, the Meet the Candidate interviews. And like I said, without this group that's crawling in here behind me,
Yes.
there's no way that I could have run this race.
there we
you know,
are.
every event they were going to with me, you know, giving me words of encouragement the whole way. You know, you know, it's been awesome for not only my family,
Yeah.
you know, and growing up in a small town, you think you know everybody.
Yeah. And then you meet more people.
And then you meet more people. And then you meet more and more people. So, you know, and I look forward to meeting even more people
Okay.
and holding this office as well.
Well, these are the most important people here, and I know they were a lot of support to you.
Yes.
But I know you had a lot of people working on your campaign.
Yes.
Any special thank yous you'd like
Ju-
to make?
If I had to start naming them, I know I'd leave somebody out, and I don't want to do that. But everybody who shared a Facebook post, everybody who put in a kind word for me, everybody that made a donation, everybody that came to an event, you know, I just, it truly means a lot to me.
Yeah.
It really does. And, you know, I'm here because of all the help that people have given me.
Yep.
It's not something that I could have possibly done alone. And so it's all that support, it's all the kind words, it's all the encouragement that I've gotten along the way. You know, that's what's put me here tonight.
All right. Well, we appreciate your work on the campaign, putting yourself out there, and now you're going to have more work to do.
I'm no stranger to work, and I'm not shy from it.
We appreciate it, and I will say, take this lady on a vacation. Because it's as much work for the family as it is
Oh,
for you, I'm sure.
probably more.
Well, thank you all for coming by tonight, all of you. I know you all put in the work too. So
Yes,
appreciate
yes.
all the work, and we'll see you in January.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, we appreciate them coming by. Max Conley will be our new county attorney, and that is starting in January. We have another guest here. He's no stranger to all of us. It's Kyle Thompson. You made it on City Commission.
Tell you what,
Was it a nail biter?
nail biter doesn't even begin to like when you start out so far behind in a
Right,
race and
right.
it dwindles and dwindles and dwindles. I was there were a lot of screaming and shouting, and it wasn't just at my house. I had people that send us texts and emails. So
Yeah.
we are so humbled and blessed to be able to have the opportunity to represent the citizens of Frankfurt, to be able to continue to work on the things that I had goals to accomplish 2 years ago. And I'm just one vote, but I have maintained good relationships with members of the commission, and I hope that we're able to move things forward.
Okay. So what's going to be your priority when you get on?
Well, there's a couple of things. We talk about economic development a lot.
Yeah.
Everyone says that's our number one priority is economic
Yep.
development. But what has not been addressed is that there are a number of factors that go into economic development, and I think it's those underlying factors that we really need to address. We have we have a drug problem that County Attorney-elect Max Comley just talked about that would shock people if they knew the real numbers. We have a cycle of poverty issue here in the city that has a 70 or 80-year history. We have issues dealing with homelessness here that is, again, if people knew the real numbers, the encampments that are around in the county and things, we have to fix those problems. And I think we have to fix all of those problems holistically, not just as the city, not just as the county, but as the city and the county school board and the city school board and all of the agencies that need to come together, because economic development doesn't happen by just calling up a Fortune 500 company and say, hey, would you like to come to Frankfurt? It starts with presenting a city that people would want to move to. And many times throughout the election process, people say, well, don't talk about the bad things about Frankfurt. And I'm like, that's the problem, is we don't talk about the bad things, and we need to point those out and shine some spotlights on them so we can figure out how to fix them. And I think that's the only way that we have true economic development. So I think there are a number of sub-issues, but economic development being the number one.
Okay. Well, I see one family member here.
Yeah.
Are you going to come over here?
Yeah, this is...
You're Facebook stars together,
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
might as well get on
yeah.
here, because
So-
I
I'm
know.
not gonna do any better.
So I know that you like to thank her, and also your family. As anything else, anyone else you'd like to thank?
Yeah, so Jen is the backbone of everything that happens, not only with my company and my law practice, but with our family. When you have a blended family of 5 kids and 2 dogs, and everybody is very active, it becomes very hectic at times, and we can only do it because Jen is able to keep us going, and I am very thankful for her. I know a lot of people said I don't want to start naming people and not miss people. There are a couple of people that are very important to me.
Sure.
My 5 children who have been through a very long year.
It's been a doozy.
It's been one heck of a year. And to Emma, who is a junior at at UK, to Olivia, who is Miss FCHS.
I saw that.
So
Yeah.
congratulations to her. She's a senior at Franklin County. To Kate, who's a sophomore at Franklin County, and Ryder, who's a 7th grader, and Landon, who's a 6th grader. They've had to see their dad's picture on the State Journal above murder headlines sometimes. So
So do you want to get into that?
No, I do
Okay.
not. No, I do not. I'm hoping we can put everything in the past, and we can all just start moving forward and
Okay.
do what's right for the city.
And I'd say you're not alone in that, because I'm sure everyone that voted today,
Yes.
whether they voted for you or not, knowing that if you were elected, that those are the things that that don't come into play when we're making decisions.
correct.
Things that are going to happen here in our community.
Absolutely. That's the only thing that matters is this. I wouldn't have ran if I didn't feel that we could move this community forward, and that's the main reason.
Okay. So you have from now until January to.
That's right.
So what are you going to do?
Well, I already have been texting people while I was on the way down here. Judge Executive Mueller and others who should be expecting a lot of texts and phone calls and meetings that we're going to have. We've got to get some things in line and get together. The other thing is, while I have maintained personal relationships with everyone on the city commission, I've got some mending of fences to do, and again, I'm so humbled to be able to have that opportunity that we will do our best to serve the citizens well.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming down tonight.
Thank you for everything you do, Kathy.
Congratulations to you, and we'll
Appreciate
see
it.
you in January.
Thank you.
All right. Again, Kyle Thompson. He is going to be serving on our city commission starting in January. So I see other people here tonight. Look who we have. We have Derek Graham, Representative Graham. Oh, look who's here.
Thank you, Kathy.
Okay, you got reelected.
I did.
What number is this? What term?
This will be my 11th term.
11th
And I
term.
thought about it while I was standing over there. I have, here's the man of the hour, Judge Shepard. I'm so proud of him, and I'm proud of the people of Franklin County.
Yeah.
the one thing about the people of Franklin County,
Yep.
they know their candidates.
Yep.
They know their candidates. And tonight was one of those nights that we had a very good turnout.
Right.
And I want to shout out to a former student of mine who's the county clerk.
Hey.
You know, Frankfurt High is just representing all
That's
over.
right.
Yeah, all over. And Jeff Hancock and his staff has done a wonderful job creating those centers, and he's been out on the forefront of working with the Secretary of State.
That's right.
And he has set an example as to how to run an election. So a shout out to Jeff Hancock. I'm very proud of him.
Yes.
I'm very proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm very proud of Lisa Unger.
Yes.
I think she came in first, if I'm not
Did she?
mistaken.
Wait,
I don't
second.
know if she came in second, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
She still won. And she
She's
did
on
better.
the city commission.
She did better than what she did 2 years ago.
That's
so
right.
she's improving.
She is.
So that just shows you. And then the judge is also a Frankfurt High graduate.
That's
So
right.
Frankfurt High School has produced many leaders in this community.
That's right.
And I'm very proud of those who
Well,
stood before
you
us.
included.
And I'm so proud of that. And I want to say a shout out to the chairman of the Franklin County Democratic, Beverly Metcalf.
Yeah.
Because every one of our candidates up to this point, I think the senatorial race is still in question.
Yeah.
But here in Franklin County, every Democrat who was on the ballot won.
Okay.
So this county is still a strong Democratic county. So, but we will work together with those on the other side. That's what people expect us to do.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it for the next 2 years. And as I was thinking early, how many races that I've been in, I've run 11 times for state representative.
Yeah.
4 times for the city commission.
That's right.
And then I was one of those youngsters who thought I was ready, and the voters decided I wasn't. When Hank Hancock left the House, I ran for that seat, and I came in second place. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me because I had 2 small kids, and my youngest daughter was about a month old. So it all worked out.
It all worked out.
It all worked out.
Look at you now.
And I'm a true believer that God knows what's best. And so he knew what was best. But I really do. I'm so happy about the results tonight. I don't know what statewide our members, as the House Caucus Chair of the Democratic Caucus, I'm not familiar with all of what is happening.
Yeah, well,
but
same.
same.
We haven't been able to see what's been
Yeah.
going on and kind of the status of the 2 amendments.
Yes, but, and that's the other thing I wanted to talk to. The people of Franklin County set an example that said, you know, we want government, but we don't want government telling us what to do on our personal life. And we want government, but we don't want the General Assembly here 24/7 all year long.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that overwhelmingly, and that amendment is losing across, as far as I know, before when I left my house to come down here, it was still losing and losing big, both of them.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that it continues on, and I'm very happy about the results here in Franklin County.
Well, we're happy that you came down here to see us.
Well,
we
thank you.
appreciate your service.
Thank you.
11 terms that you're.
This will be, if the good Lord willing, the creek don't ride, and I can get through this, I will have served 11 terms.
That's
So,
that is public service, and
yeah.
that's service to right here for our community, and we appreciate you
well,
representing
thank you.
us.
Thank you. But I want to shout out to my wife.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna
who's
say,
here.
anybody else?
She has
She's here.
she
You
has
want me?
stood by me and she's not one who wants to be in the limelight, but she's always been there for me and supported me and my children, Taylor and Blake.
Yeah.
They've been calling me, wanting to know, because they live in Louisville,
Yeah.
to what's going on, and my sister as well, who's always been a big advocate for me. She is a new grandmother, and so she's with her daughter, but she has called our house about every 20 minutes wanting to know what's going on. So, you know, that's the kind of support we've had. And I wanted to thank my wife publicly for all that she's done.
Well,
in
we want
terms
to
of-
thank you as well, because we know that you're in it just as much as he is. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we appreciate your continued
Well, thank
service.
you. Thank you so much. Now, the man of the hour is about to step.
Okay.
So I'm going to give up this
Let's
chair
bring
so
him
he
on
can
over
come
here.
on.
We had, again, that's Representative Derek Graham, who will continue serving us here in Franklin County as our state representative. And now we are joined by Circuit Court Judge Philip Shepard.
Thank you, Kathy.
And you won tonight.
Yes.
And how long have you served in that role?
I'm finishing up my second term, so I've served at the end of the year, I'll have served 16 years.
Okay,
so,
and then
yeah.
this locks you in for another 8.
One more term, correct.
Oh, is that
yeah,
it?
Yeah. So.
Well, so you had an opponent. You had a race.
Correct. Yeah, very
So,
vigorous race.
A vigorous
yeah.
race. So
yeah.
tell us about it.
Well, it was, I think, a hard-fought campaign, and I was blessed to have the support of so many people here in the community who got behind me, who came out and worked for me in every way you can work in a campaign. We had over 500 people who donated from the community, yard signs, precinct walkers, door to door, talking to people and spreading the word. And I think that was really the key to the campaign.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it's very vigorous. I saw your face a lot on my TV.
Yes. Right.
So
we're all relieved that that part of it is over.
That part of it is over.
So,
So again, what are you looking forward to in this next term?
well, I'm just looking forward to the opportunity to continue to serve the people of this community.
Right.
I grew up here, and I've always had a strong feeling that our circuit court in Franklin County is a very special place, and it's a place that has a tremendous tradition. Judge Wingate and I, as I said to my supporters tonight, we stand on the shoulders of giants. We have had great jurists in this community. Henry Miggs, Squire Williams, Ray Corns, Bill Graham, and Roger Crittenden have set a tremendous standard, which we try to follow, and I'm going to continue to try to do that. As I've said, we have a court where we treat everyone with dignity and respect. We give everyone a fair shake, and that's really what the court system should be all about.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I tell you what, I know you have people to thank.
Okay.
Because it was a lot of work.
Yeah. Oh, it was.
I mean, and you were another one. I saw everywhere. I
Right.
went to all of the events. I saw you or your people everywhere.
Right. Right.
So I'm sure you've got people you want to.
Well, of course, I can hardly name all the people who I want to thank, but certainly there are a couple of people who stand out. Jerry Deaton, my friend,
That's right.
who helped me in every way possible, being out in the community, taking me places, introducing me to people. Jerry played a key role in this victory, and Crit Llewellyn, my childhood friend from growing up here in Frankfort, did an awful lot to help me. Really the list is really too long for me to go into.
Yeah.
But again, it was just my family, the people in my church, the whole community. And I will say this: I think the lawyers in this community all got behind me because I think they all felt like that in the Franklin Circuit Court they get a fair shake, and I think that I had a lot of support in the legal community.
Yeah.
So all of those things were key, but really it was a group effort. The people of this community, I think, closed ranks behind me, and that's what made the difference. So.
Well, congratulations to you.
Okay, thank you.
You got 8 more years.
All right. Okay, thank you
Good luck
very
to
much.
you.
Mhm.
And congratulations.
Thank
I
you
know
so
it was
much, Kathy.
it was a big race, and you pulled through.
Thank you.
Thank you. Again, that's Judge Philip Shepard, and he will continue to serve as our circuit court judge. Now we are being joined by Kelly May. And hi, how are you?
I'm doing very well.
Excellent.
It's a great night.
It is. So you're going to be, again, serving on our city commission.
Yes.
And
What an honor.
Did I see correctly? You got the most votes?
Yes, ma'am.
So
That's correct.
Does that mean that you automatically would be mayor pro tem,
No,
or that's just tradition?
That was that's a tradition, but there's
Okay.
supposed to be a motion. There's still
Right.
a vote.
Okay.
But certainly would
Top
be
vote getter,
thrilled
not bad.
and be happy, of course,
Yeah.
to take that on.
So what does that mean to you?
What does it mean to me?
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
being the top vote getter.
Well, it's huge. You know, I like to always remind people, yeah, we run, but we live here also. You know, I'm a voice for this community, and I listen to this community. So when the community comes out and votes for you with those types of numbers, it's a very humbling experience. It lets me know I'm on the right track. You know, it can be very stressful, and I like to try to sit there and just remember what really matters. I've got glitter on my face tonight because we were at home putting up our Christmas tree. That might be the most controversial thing I'll say tonight. That we've already got a tree up. But and my amazing daughter Lily started on Sunday with, we have to get our Christmas tree up.
Baby's first Christmas.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, the new one at home. So no, but it's just a huge honor.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, what are the things you're going to have to tackle that are facing our community here coming right up?
Absolutely. Well, I'm a firm believer in listening to the experts in the room and trying to take that information in and make the best vote on that. We have a lot of great plans that previous commissions and previous staff have worked on, our downtown master plan, our parks master plan. We're in the process, of course, of our comprehensive plan. It's really important that we start looking at how we continue to implement those. Those plans come from the voice of the community.
Yeah.
So they have clearly told us the way that we need to head. My job is to come in. I look at it as how efficiently, how quickly, how fast can we make these dreams come to fruition.
Okay. Well, that's what we want to know too. So
Sure. Yep.
So again, we appreciate you coming in tonight.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having
anybody
us.
in particular you want to thank?
Well, of course, I want to start with my amazing wife, Brittany, my daughter Lillian, our newest addition, McKinley, my mom, my dad, so many people that work for the city of Frankfort that took, what was essentially a freshman board on and has helped us learn, educate when we have questions, and keep us informed to make, the best decisions to move the community forward.
Okay. Well, congratulations to you. We look forward to your continued service because this will be your second term.
This will be.
All right.
That's what they tell me.
That's what they tell you. So that's continued service to our community here in Frankfort. We appreciate everything that you do. And we look forward to seeing you some more.
Thank you, Ms. Lindsay.
All
We
right.
appreciate it.
All right. It's Kathy.
All right.
So thank you so much. Again, that was Kelly May, re-elected to City Commission and top vote getter. Now we are joined by Scotty Tracy. You, also an incumbent, will continue to serve your district on the fiscal court. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your race and why you're thankful that you pulled through?
Thanks, Kathy. Thanks for having me. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my wife and my kids. They've been through the last couple months and the last 2 terms with me every step of the way. So I want to thank them. I'm not sure everyone understands and realizes the sacrifices that are made by families. I also want to thank my team, my supporters. They're all great, and I want to thank them. I want to thank the voters of District 4 for putting their faith in me and re-elected me. I also want to congratulate Mr. Sanderson on a well-ran race and campaign. So short and sweet.
Short and sweet. That's a lot of people, though, because it's a lot of work. And I know that, how long have you served on the fiscal court?
This will be my 3rd term.
This will be your 3rd term.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're no stranger to public service.
No, ma'am.
And I know there's a lot of things, not just necessarily in your district, but in Franklin County that we're going to be talking about. So what are some of the first challenges you want to get tackled?
I just want to enjoy tonight first,
Okay.
and then we'll try to
That's
finish.
a good answer, actually.
Yeah, we're going to try to finish this term out strong. Again,
Yeah.
we've got a lot going on and a lot of exciting things going on. So just want to finish this term out strong, and then start the next one off right.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we appreciate you coming in tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for
Are
having
you
me.
going to have a good holiday?
I hope. Yes.
Okay, and then, but I mean, you're already serving on the court, so it's just continued work for you.
Yes, ma'am.
We appreciate your
Thank you.
service.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in a meeting.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. All right, is it last one? I thought I saw more. Okay, come on in. Again, that was Scotty Tracy. And he was the incumbent on fiscal court, and he won re-election, and we'll be seeing him again. Now we have our new county judge executive, Mike Muller. And he's here. He's here.
Well, before we get started, I at least need to introduce my family, if that's
well,
okay.
of course.
All right,
We've
it's
been
team
bringing them
effort,
in.
Yep. Here's my wife, Andrea, daughter, Jewel, and son, Vance. So
They're all here, and I
family
know
effort.
they probably were your hardest campaigners.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And Paula.
Yeah.
Oh, and Paula.
We had a great ground root efforts. Yes.
Well, congratulations,
Thank
first
you-
of all.
thank you very
and I
much.
know that your family puts in as much as you do.
Absolutely.
I know. Again, you mentioned Paula. Is there any other one in particular else that you would like to thank and your
I don't
team?
wanna-
I've seen them everywhere.
Yeah, I know. We've
Yeah.
had a lot. I mean, everybody from mentors, Hank Hancock, Crit Llewellyn, I mean, Paula, Cindy, the Walkers. I mean, I could go on and on.
Yep.
But just very thankful that everybody worked hard and we got the results we wanted to get.
Okay, well, this is going to be a new position for you.
Correct.
You have currently served just representing the 3rd District.
Correct.
In the fiscal court, and now you're making the move to county judge. First of all, why did you want to do that? And then how are you going to handle things differently as the county judge rather than a magistrate?
So there's a big difference. As magistrate, you're on the court, but you don't set the agendas and things like that. So I've really enjoyed my time. After a year or two, I love leadership and things like that. We have our own business, and that's what I really love to do is help lead people and build people up. So, for me, it was just the next thing to do. It was the right thing to do to run for this position. So obviously a lot of talking with the family to make sure it was the right thing for everybody because it's a commitment. So
it is.
yeah. So we're excited. So the difference is this is a day-to-day operation. So I'll be leaving our family business to help lead day-to-day operations of county government.
Okay. Wow, that's a
Yeah,
big step.
It is a big step.
That's a
Huge
big step for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
A lot of changes.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yep.
So that'll be happening in January.
Correct.
What are you going to do between now and then?
Probably go away with my wife for
I
a
was gonna
couple
say, are
days.
y'all going on a little vacation?
After last year.
Step in here, speak up. This is your chance.
Yeah. So yeah, probably take a little time off, but then start to get to work and really kind of start thinking about everything because it's a whole new position. Have some training and things like that to figure out. So yeah, it's exciting time right now in Franklin County.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing what you bring to the court as the county judge.
Thank you.
And until then, enjoy a little time off.
No, absolutely.
But there's still work to be done on fiscal court. We're keeping our eye on it.
Absolutely. We still have another 2 months to finish it out. We have a lot of things. And, like we talked earlier, tonight's not about Michael Mueller's campaign. Tonight's about the future of Franklin County moving forward. So we're excited.
All right.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate you coming in tonight. I
Jewel
want to
fans?
say
Y'all want to say anything?
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Hey.
Nothing?
He's worked so hard for this.
Yeah, we all have.
We're all very happy, and
Yep.
we really appreciate all of our team and everybody who has put in towards this moment. And so,
Yep.
yeah. thank
Well,
you.
that's awesome, and I appreciate all of y'all for coming in tonight. And I know all the hard work that you all put in. So again, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Again, we'll see you.
I appreciate you all covering this and doing a great job like you always do.
That's what we do.
I know,
Thank you.
I know. Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, so it got quiet in here again. So it looks like we are winding down. I thought we had more candidates, but they're gone.
You got stuck with me.
Oh man, they offered me the opportunity for you to take over, but I was like,
You were
here.
rolling.
They're coming through. They're coming through.
No,
so
you were rolling.
I was ready to knock them all out.
There were going to be more candidates, but I locked the doors so
Oh,
we
you
could
did?
get out
Okay.
of here. Yeah.
We'll
thing is
talk
gone.
all night.
I'm teasing. I didn't lock the doors.
All right. Well, that does it. Man.
It was a big night.
What
Yeah,
time
this
is
is
it?
a
Oh my gosh,
50% turnout.
It's after 9 o'clock.
50%. You told me we'd be out here by 8.
Did not tell the truth, evidently. So, yeah. So, what was the percentage voter turnout?
50% in this county.
Okay.
And I was talking to some folks here, and they just said they couldn't remember when the last time it was that high. So I don't know about historical records, but it's a bunch.
Well, we've been saying all along it was a very engaged electorate. People wanted to hear from the candidates, wanted to know more about the things that were on the ballot and the issues that are being discussed. We are happy to help provide that information. And happy to provide the returns tonight live so that people can see them. Because if you're watching the Lexington or Louisville news, you're not going to get all of these up to the date like we did. So we appreciate you folks watching. I do want to thank West Banco, who is our title sponsor of this telecast. That, like I said, they do everything for us as far as our live election return shows. They do it in the primary, they do it in the general election, and they have for years. They do a lot for this community, so we'd like to thank West Banco for the work that they do for this community. Also, we want to thank Jeff Hancock and his staff for having us here in his office tonight. Again, they're always great hosts. We appreciate they let us kind of take over a little bit out here in the lobby so that we can get all of these election returns out to you as soon as possible. I'd like to thank JC for being here with me tonight. And he's so good, you all. I love having him here
Whatever.
because he just, he fills it in.
Schedule is available.
He reminds me when I'm
Whatever.
saying the wrong words.
No.
So I appreciate JC being here tonight. I'd like to thank all of the staff here at Cable 10 for spending the day here, and they're going to be here longer, tearing all of this stuff down tonight. Again, we want to thank poll workers because they're really they're out there in the trenches and they're getting it done and bringing all the results back here for you guys. I want to remind people that if you didn't get enough tonight, you can tune in tomorrow on Around 10. It's Frankfort's only live morning show, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But we'll be on tomorrow. Harvey and I will be on tomorrow. We're going to do a wrap-up of everything tonight, not only our local stuff, but then we'll have a better idea of some of our statewide races. We'll talk about those amendments, how things kind of shook out. And, you can check it out. Again, it's at 10 a.m. On Cable 10. You can also watch it anytime on Facebook and our YouTube channel. Then we're not just here this week. We're not just here tonight. We're also going to be downtown Thursday. Tune in. We're going to be live from Candlelight. We're going to be at Serafini. We're going to be covering the Christmas tree lighting down in front of the old Capitol. We're going to have the mayor on. We're going to have Kayla Smith from Downtown Frankfort, Inc. We're going to have Father Christmas there and all kinds of other little fun guests. Tree lighting is going to be at 6 o'clock. The show's going to start at 5:30. Tree lighting is at 6. We ask you to join us for the holiday spirit. Come on downtown. If you don't want to watch us, just come on downtown and enjoy it. There's going to be all kinds of events going on. They're doing the ice skating again down at the farmers market. So it's going to be a great opportunity for the community to come together and enjoy the kickoff of the holiday season. So I got all that out of the way because I think it's time to go. JC, I'm going to let you say a few words.
We're done. No, this is a wrap. Get the balloons. Let's go. Confetti.
Let's get the balloons.
Let's do it.
He puts in a lot of work, you all, to come here and
Oh,
be
it was
prepared.
fun. No, this is great.
Be prepared to talk about the issues. We talked about redistricting. We talked about the amendments. We talked about just a little history on some of the offices. So I appreciate his input. And it's also fun to have him here. So we appreciate you all watching and your commitment to the elections here in this community, because if you're watching, that means you're into what's going on here and that you are want to know who's going to be leading our community. We've talked to a lot of them tonight. We look forward to what they have to give to us in the future for our community. So with that, I'm going to stop talking and say we're done.
It's a wrap.
So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow on Around 10.